Hey, my name is Abbie Richie. I am the tech guru at the Smarter Service, and you can find me right here every Tuesday talking with people who are engaged in tech innovation as it relates to older adults. It is a fascinating place to be, and I could not be more excited to be talking with people who are innovating on tech products that are helping people live longer. So before I bring my guests on today, I want to go ahead and run our intro. Welcome back to Tech Tuesday. Today we're talking about caregiver tech. Why? Well, for starters, so many people, whether you're in the sandwich generation like I am, or you've got older parents that you're caring for, are in the position of caring for either your family members or you are a caregiver and you're helping people and you want to be able to stay on top of how they're doing while they're in their home, and you want to be able to engage with them and make sure they're doing well. And there's been a huge amount of tech innovation in this place as it relates to AI, entertainment, and apps. And so today I have two innovators on. The first one is Kelvin of MiiCare. Welcome to Tech Tuesday, Kelvin. I am thrilled that you're here.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
You are welcome. And then I also have Constin of Onscreen. Welcome to Tech Tuesday, Constin.
Hey, Abbie, it's great to be here. Thank you for having us.
Yes, yeah. So I want to talk with you guys first and foremost. What is the problem with caregiver solutions these days? What's the problems that's facing so many senior living operators in employing caregivers and just staying on top of all of the challenges that come up when you're supporting an older adult? So, Calvin, would you go first? What is the problem that exists today?
So what we are seeing in particular is there are projection that says we will need almost like 500,000 more caregivers by 2035. And in that same period, there are other predictions that say we are going to lose another 430,000 caregivers. So when you bring this together, you realize there is a huge deficit in caregivers, not only across the US, but it's across the world. The problem is consistent across the world.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, that is a staggering amount right there. Thank you for explaining that. And Costin, in your opinion, what is the problem that you're seeing?
Yeah, so Onscreen really came out of COVID with the challenge of keeping folks connected. And if you were to just say it in one sentence, the CDC looks at loneliness and isolation as its own pandemic, affecting about 24% of older adults, which has been shown to lead to much higher risk of dementia, heart disease, and stroke. So what we're trying to do is get folks to not be lonely and isolated. And we do that through kind of a consumerish type product where we turn the TV into a communication portal, first and foremost. And then on top of that, we are starting to layer things like healthcare services, telehealth, as well as some AI companionship and ways to make sure that folks are not lonely and isolated. So that's really kind of the core of what we do.
I love that you're using the TV. It is often one of the largest surface areas on the wall, right? An older adult feels very comfortable and confident using the TV. It's been around for a long time, and they typically have it on all day long, right?
Yeah. And during COVID, we were all trying to keep in touch with each other, and everybody was huddling around a laptop, a tablet, a small screen. And I've got a nice 65-inch TV. I know most people do. And it's like the best screen in the house, well positioned. You got your couch around it. So like when you're thinking about having a visit with someone and staying in touch, it's like, how are we not using this? So that's why we started the company. And initially I thought my family was going to use it, my wife was going to use it, but she's very comfortable with her iPhone. She's like, I'm walking around the house. But we started getting all these customers that they were buying it for their parents, and their parents were really struggling with iPads and tablets. So it's sort of like the market spoke to us that the TV is the platform that these folks are most comfortable with. So you're absolutely right there, Abbie.
Great, great. So Ravi, thank you for writing in. Ravi wants to know if this can work in a retail environment and internationally. He has parents in India. Constin, can you answer that, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Our platform is international, and we sell in America, but we have customers that then ship it overseas. It's a global platform, so no reason why I wouldn't.
Excellent, excellent. And Kelvin, how about for you? Is MiiCare international, and where is it sold?
Yeah, and a bit about MiiCare. So we started the company, and for me, it was out of my personal experience of having to care for my dad. So I left a career of 22 years as a management consultant because I really struggled to find a carer for my dad. He was military trained, and the first few that attempted said to me, "Kelvin, this is like putting a nappy on Rambo. We don't know how to do it. So why don't you do it yourself?" And but that is the reason why I actually started MiiCare, because I wanted to make sure that I address the issue of loneliness. I have the ability to know that my dad was doing okay, and we deliver our solution through an IoT device, which is a tiny cube that we place in the home of an older adult. And then within the IoT device, we have a generative AI model. Her name is Monica, and Monica is interacting with them, supporting them to take their medication, to help them to hydrate regularly and exercise. And Monica speaks around 9 languages and some Indian languages as well, because we're also operating in India, working with big hospitals like Apollo.
Wonderful, wonderful. And what a lot of people don't know is that Monica has the voice of a 10-year-old, right, Kelvin?
That's correct. And the story behind this is my little daughter said to me that she's noticed she's got way more influence on my mom than I have on my mom. And just because with our own busy life, and that's very much what you see a lot of caregivers today. They have their own chronic condition, they have their own life, they are having to look after a parent. So when I speak to my mom, it's very transactional. Mom, did you book your appointment? Are you taking your medication? And what happens? My mom ignores me most of the time. But with my little girl, because she speaks with empathy, she's more likely to convince my mom to take her meds. And that's why Monica speaks like a grandchild to their grandparents.
I love it. I love it. And like both of these solutions, there's the opportunity to drop in, to monitor. And Constin, I have a question for you in regards to Onscreen. Is it something that a caregiver can control from their home?
Yeah, so just to give it a little more color to what it is, we call ourselves like a Roku with a camera. So you got the camera, you got multiple microphones, and it hooks up to the TV with just an HDMI cable. The caregiver sets it up for their parents, and they create a closed network of trusted family members that they can invite, the other children of the older adult, they can invite grandkids, etc. And when a call is placed, we automatically turn the TV on. We can automatically switch from The Price is Right to the call. And then you have the call. It is automatically answered after 30 seconds because there is this established trust within the network. And then when the call is over, we switch you right back to The Price is Right, so that we don't want older adults having to mess with any remotes, having to deal with any technical TV stuff, right? So we are just fully controlling the TV. In addition, family members, they can send text messages to the TV like, "Hey, mom, I'm on my way," or "Don't forget about your doctor's appointment today at 10." We can set up automated messages that are everyday reminders to take medication, drink water, etc. And Abbie, I don't know if we're going to get a chance to talk about Onscreen's AI, but we also have a persona named Joy. I like Monica. We have Joy, and we have a visual avatar that can have like 5 different personas, anywhere from a puppy to a kitten to a middle-aged woman to an older woman, etc. So don't want to take up too much time, but we can dive into AI solutions there as well.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Yeah, I am looking forward to talking about that because I know that Kelvin also has a big AI component in it. Ravi asked, do I need to have a device on both ends, or can it be operated, can it on screen be operated from a phone?
Yeah, so the device is only for the TV of the older adult because that's the piece that we want to automate. Everybody else is simply using their iOS or Android devices, making a call the same way they would as if it was a FaceTime call. It's just that on the
Excellent.
other side shows up on the TV.
Got it. Got it. Great. And Kelvin, you have shown me the app in person and how it's able to trace movement and how it can track things. Can you talk to us about the AI app that's built into MiiCare, please?
Yeah, sure. So the dashboard is designed for the caregiver, family members, but also for physicians and their caregivers, carers, and so you're able to look at general activity of daily living because sometimes you just want to know that your mom or your dad got out of bed, is cooking lunch and is having the normal routine. That's all you need to know, and our app will give you all that information. And also, if you want to make sure they're having a good night's sleep, you can also track their sleep. And but from time to time, they might have conditions like UTI that would lead to them going to the bathroom a bit more often. Then you don't really need to go on the app to see the information. Our AI will send you a text message to just say that we've noticed some unusual activity of daily living, which will then trigger you going on the app to check everything is okay. But through our AI, you can also send a message to your mom or your dad. All you need to do is you use your Android or iOS device, type the message, and then Monica would read it to your parent, because maybe you're in a different time zone, and the time you're available, your parents are fast asleep. And this is the feature that we provide, because then you can send a message and you say to Monica, when mom or dad is up, can you just tell them this message? So it really feels like you're there together with them, and you're
Love it.
participating with their aging in place.
Love it. Love it. So necessary. And Constin, would you please talk to us more about the AI app that's built into Onscreen?
Yeah, absolutely. So, the whole generative AI revolution that's happened in the last year has given us the ability, I think, to scale caregiving in a way where everybody who needs someone to check in with them can now have a very powerful AI that can check in with them, converse with them using natural language, and be able to collect information that's needed by caregivers, or if you're in a senior living situation, uh, show it on a dashboard. So our AI is visual. She shows up on the TV. Right now, she's kind of a static image, very, very cute avatar. We will be adding animation. We'll be making it even more and more engaging. But you can just have a conversation now with your TV. It becomes a kind of a two-way thing. That information from the conversation is visible to the caregivers, so that you have that transparency. Is mom depressed? Is she sad? Etc. But you can also set up multiple check-ins throughout the day. So have you taken your medication this morning at 9 a.m.? What did you have for lunch at 1 p.m.? And how did your day go and what's your mood this evening? So the AI can check in automatically. It's on the TV. All of that data goes into the system that then gets pushed out through mobile push notifications or is visible on our enterprise dashboard.
Got it. Got it. And Kelvin, I wanted to shift gears just a little bit and talk about some of the post-acute features of MiiCare and how that could really support people who are recovering and living in senior living.
Yeah, sure. So we work with the likes of uh, the hospital where someone has had an intervention. Typically, they will have to stay around 25 days in hospital, but we all know the longer you stay in hospital, the worse it gets for you. So with our AI, the hospital is able to discharge the patient back home within about 4 days. And Monica is there to monitor three different things. So there's the physical, the physiological, and the psychosocial. Physical is the person getting up and walking and how they are moving from room to room, whether their mobility is affected. Physiological is heart rate, blood pressure, i.e. the vitals, that is normal. And psychosocial is where we kind of really push the boundaries a bit. So when Monica is interacting with you, she's analyzing your voice to extract sentiments, but she's also analyzing your vocal cord to see whether there's any sign of depression, anxiety, and that is then used to help her to personalize a care plan for you. And we spent about 6 years. We use generative AI as well. We spent about 6 years just to perfect that part because uh, time and time again, people say, "Oh, but Alexa can do this." Well, Alexa can interact, but what older adult is looking for is technology that is able to show empathy. And to get a machine to show empathy, it's not easy. It's really challenging. So when you say to Monica, I'm not feeling too well, I'm having sore throat, the very first thing she will tell you, I'm really sorry to hear you're not feeling well. And that is what improves the level of engagement and adherence to the advice that Monica would give you. But we don't give medical advice. When it comes to medical advice, we will refer them to their physician, but we will ask them to keep warm, have keep hydrated, and things like this will support them. But in the background, we're also then making sure that the care team in charge of their health is aware of any deterioration that we can collect through the realm of sensors that we have within the home and also through acoustics.
Fascinating. I love to hear this because it's taking on another extent of that caregiving aspect, that because I was thinking to myself, well, how does this differ from Alexa, right? And you explained that. Thank you. And now, Constin, I want to shift over to you, and I just want to ask you, why has it taken TV manufacturers so long to put a camera in the TV? What have you found?
Yeah. That's a great question. And there was actually a big push sort of like in the mid 2010s, like I think like 2014, 2015, a bunch of TVs came out with cameras. Consumers did not want that. Okay. And it kind of goes again to this thing where like my wife is perfectly happy doing FaceTime on her phone. Okay. But an 85-year-old person, they're not going to be as comfortable with FaceTime on the phone. And just like, I don't know if I want a camera on my TV in my bedroom. So I don't think all TVs should have cameras right now. But when you're in a caregiving situation, you want to check in on mom, you want to make sure that she's okay and that you're always able to reach her. It changes the dynamic. So now we've built the camera, the microphone device, everything that you need, the computing device that is now attached to the TV as the screen, and using that as the comfortable delivery mechanism. It makes a bunch of sense. So I don't see the mass market wanting cameras on the TVs, but I do see senior living. I do see older adults that are aging in place wanting a device like this to really supercharge their living room and their communication experience using the TV.
100%. And so in a senior living community, for instance, the front desk can send a message that their mail came in or there's a package here. They can do daily check-ins, right?
Exactly right. Yeah. So in the senior living community, you use our enterprise dashboard. You can drop in. You can join the entire community to a Zoom, for example. So if you want to do some sort of like an interactive broadcast where you have hundreds of folks in there, you can use Onscreen to facilitate that. So yeah, I mean, we believe we can save a lot of time for folks having to walk from room to room multiple times a day. Now you can just do that once, but then you can do virtual drop-ins as needed to save a lot of staff time. We also have the option to do video recorded check-ins. So let's say 10 a.m., there's a video recording option where the TV just says, "How are you feeling today?" And then you record a 30 to 60-second video message that the senior living staff can review. Our AI can also look for any kind of alerts, any kind of, trigger words. So we can flag those interactions that should be checked in on first. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of utility here built into the TV with Onscreen.
I love it. I love it. And now I want to ask you guys, for someone, a senior living community who's interested in looking into this and installing it, what is the cost to the community? What's the cost to the consumer? Kelvin?
Yeah, so we work exclusively on the B2B model at the moment. So it costs about $8,000 per year per person, and you get all the equipment for free as part of that subscription model.
Got it. And Constin?
Yeah, so we did go down the consumer path because something like less than 10% of older adults are in senior living. It's really more on the acute side that are there, but 90% of the market is aging in place. So our model is very, very simple. We're a $30 a month subscription. So we don't sell you the hardware. We figure like you don't buy a cable box if you don't have cable. So if you don't have the service, you don't need our hardware. So it's as simple as that. $30 a month subscription. If you need to cancel it at any time, send back the hardware. And then we just have a simple $40 activation fee that allows us to ship out the device to you. Our staff will get on the phone and make sure everything's set up properly. So $40 to start, $30 a month. That's it.
Great. Thank you. And now I want to ask the crystal ball question. So if you're looking into the future and as it comes to your solution, what do you wish was already invented, developed, patented so that your solution could help more people? Kelvin, would you answer, please?
Yeah, I mean, looking into the future, I think for me, I can see the convergence of every bed in the home becomes a hospital bed, because if you think of the hospital, for me, a hospital is the symbol of a failing healthcare system, and so aging in place, it's a term that we seem to be using very recently, but I wish that would have been something which the whole care system would have been developed around. How do we keep an older adult longer, but not only longer, but longer and healthier within their own home? Because the home plays such a significant part of somebody's life. And we pay our mortgage to have a home. Our children grow up within the home. So for me, it's the home has to be the center. And what should have been invented, I think we've got it now, which is GPT. And GPT has allowed us to create this what we call the carer copilot, which is there supporting caregivers, unpaid caregivers, to do things that they couldn't do previously.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Got it. And Constin, how about for you?
Yeah, I love that. I think we share similar visions around enabling the home to be the place where we age for most of our life and most of our health span. I think visually, really understanding a person's condition with AI, like GPT now has vision. You can actually give it a picture and it'll tell you if this person's happy or sad, and if the home is turning into a hoarder's paradise or not. So we intend to use a lot more vision with our product to give that caregiver peace of mind that mom is keeping up the place and she doesn't, or if she needs more help around the house, like the caregivers have a little bit more insight on what's happening in the home.
Mm-hmm.
I do think integrating solutions like Onscreen with MiiCare, with sleeping pads, with wearable devices, so that maybe MiiCare is in the bedroom, maybe it's in the bathroom because it doesn't have a camera staring at you, but in the living room you have Onscreen, and all of that data is shared. And when somebody walks into the living room, they're greeted by their giant screen. Good morning, Abbie. Looks like you got a pretty good night's sleep, although you were tossing and turning. So why not consider a nap today at 2 p.m.? And that would be
Sounds
your
good.
eight. Yeah,
Sign me up.
exactly. And that would be the AI on the TV giving you that, versus you walk into the bedroom and you have your AI on your nightstand, kind of maybe putting a good night song to play through MiiCare.
Wonderful, wonderful. With just a couple minutes left, guys, how can people connect with you? Constin, how can people connect with you?
Yeah, we are on LinkedIn. We are on our website, which I see has been shared quite a bit. They can email us. All the typical channels are listed through the website or LinkedIn. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Yeah, we like going to the bigger conferences. So we were at the American Society on Aging conference a few weeks ago. We were at CES and we won the AARP Age Tech Collaborative pitch. Kelvin, I noticed that you are part of the Age Tech Collaborative. We're very excited and working with them in the future as well. So the ecosystem's growing, which is really exciting. So we're at all the age tech stuff.
Excellent, excellent. Yes. And Kelvin, how can people connect with you to find out more about MiiCare?
So again, we've shared our website and my personal LinkedIn, but we also have community engagement sessions where we invite someone to participate in a study, and that could be a caregiver that has issues and challenges, and they feel our technology can help. And we deploy technology to them, and they can test it, they can try it with their own parents, and you'll see us at the major exhibitions as well, CES, Health, and so on and so forth. And we're also part of AARP, and you can reach us through AARP as well.
Me too. Well, guys, it's been great having you on Tech Tuesday. I know your solutions are helping so many people. So I just want to thank you for that. And for those of you who are in our chat and asking questions, thank you. You make my day, and we will see you all back here next week.